Hello, my name is Cadence Youngke, and today I will be talking about the Rhino Rohingya crisis. In Myanmar, the main ethnic group is Bahrain, who are mostly Buddhist and control the government and military. The Rohingya are a Muslim minority who've lived for generations in Rakhine State, but the government refuses to recognize them as citizens, calling them Bengals, as if they are not foreigners if as if they're foreigners from Bangladesh. The Rohingya were being treated by the dominant Bara Buddhist state, and Rohingya were labeled as outsiders while the Bamar were labeled as true Burmese. That social definition turned into real-world inequality, different rights, different treatment, and eventually violence. There are several reasons that this conflict happened. Religion, Buddhists versus Muslims. History, decades of discrimination and denial of citizenship. Politics, the military used fear and nationalism to stay in power. And land and power. The Rakhine state is important, and removing the Rohingya gave the military more control. In 2017, after a small rebel attack, the Myanmar military launched a brutal clearance operation. Villages were burned, people were killed, and hundreds of thousands fled. Now, some call it ethnic cleansing, others call it genocide. I think both can apply in these situations. Ethnic cleansing means trying to get rid of an ethnic group from a certain area, and that is exactly what happened. But given how many people were murdered, raped, and targeted just for being Rohingya, it also fits the legal definition of genocide, an attempt to destroy a group in whole or in part. The worst violence happened in 2017, but discrimination against the Rohingya has gone on for decades. At least 6,700 people were killed in the first month alone, and over 700,000 people fled Bangladesh. Villages were burned to the ground, women were assaulted, and the Rohingya were stripped from everything: their homes, land, and even their citizenships. These actions line up with the patterns of social conflict we studied, things like segregation, exclusion, and attempt at assimilation. Because of all of this, there have been a massive migration crisis. Over 1 million Rohingya now live in refugee camps, mostly in Bangladesh, with smaller groups in Malaysia, India, and Thailand. Bangladesh has shown incredible generosity, but is still overwhelmed. Groups like the UN, Médecins Sans Frontières, and the Red Cross have provided aid. Countries like Turkey and the Gambia have spoken up internationally, and the Gambia even took Myanmar to the International Court of Justice for genocide. For me, what stands out most is how something as simple as labeling a group as different can lead to dehumanization, violence, and mass displacement. It shows how dangerous the social construction of ethnicity can be when power and prejudice collide. The Rohingya crisis isn't just a story about Myanmar. It's a warning about what happens when the world ignores discrimination until it explodes into genocide. Thank you.